An incredible inventor, years ahead of his time.
Would have forever transformed the technological world as we know it.
A great ruler confronts an age-old riddle.
Everyone wondered, would this young man be able to succeed where all others had failed?
And a selfless act in the line of fire.
He was a hero and a savior to those soldiers.
These are the mysteries at the museum. Visitors to Northern California can explore such natural wonders as the sweeping San Francisco Bay, the rolling Santa Cruz Mountains, and the majestic 2,000-year-old redwood forests. But in the town of Mountain View, the light shines on the area's technological wonders. Celebrating all things high-tech, with the largest collection of IT-related artifacts in the world, is the Computer History Museum. On display is a unique self-driving car, an early hacking device, and a rare non-QWERTY keyboard. But among the gadgets and gizmos is a set of artifacts that at first seems out of place.
It's 6 inches by 9 inches. They're made out of leather and paper, and it contains endless amounts of numbers.
These volumes contain the details of a revolutionary invention that was truly ahead of its time.
These old, antiquated books laid the foundation for the modern world.
(1821), London, England. The Industrial Revolution is in full swing. Communication, transportation, and technology are advancing at a rapid pace. Yet one area of human endeavor is stuck in the Dark Ages: mathematics. To calculate complex equations, people refer to massive mathematical volumes, a process which is not only laborious, but also prone to error, as the books themselves are often riddled with mistakes.
Mathematical books of the day were unreliable because they were done by hand.
But one man is determined to drag the field of mathematics into the modern age. His name is Charles Babbage.
Charles Babbage was incredibly intelligent, but he hated inefficiency in any form.
Babbage wants to build a machine that will calculate complex equations in a matter of seconds, all with the turn of a crank.
If this engine worked correctly, what would have taken a team of people months to do, the engine could have done in a day. This was an unheard of advance.
But the task of building the machine isn't easy. By his estimates, it would weigh 4 tons and stand about 8 feet high.
In order for this system to work, everything had to be incredibly precise.
Babbage begins by drawing the 25,000 individual parts that he will need to build the machine. But when he tries to get the designs off the page and into production, he hits a roadblock. Building such an advanced machine isn't cheap, and Babbage struggles to raise the necessary funds.
The idea of mechanization of mathematics was completely out of the realm of possibility at that point. People couldn't conceive of what he was talking about. It would have seemed like science fiction.
Undeterred, Babbage struggles on, determined to realize his dream.
Babbage worked on his calculating engines for more than 30 years. But he couldn't get the support he needed because his ideas were so far over everyone's head.
Babbage had named his dream machine the Difference Engine, but others didn't share his vision.
He couldn't deliver.
Eventually, in 1871, Charles Babbage dies, and with him, the dream of his giant calculator, or difference engine. Or so it seems. The work of Charles Babbage is not forgotten. In the years following his death, engineers, historians, and mathematicians alike all wonder if perhaps Babbage was onto something after all. So did Charles Babbage really design the world's first computer? 1985, London, England. More than 100 years after Babbage first set down his designs for the difference engine, a man named Doran Swade uncovers the original plans.
Doran realized the value of Babbage's work and was shocked no one had built the engines before then.
Doran decides to use Babbage's plans to construct a working difference engine. He meticulously studies the drawings and sets about manufacturing the thousands of intricate parts needed.
Doran was determined to go through all the hurdles and actually deliver Babbage's promise. He refused to give up.
For 17 years, funded by the Science Museum in London, Swade toils away at the project. Finally, in 2002, his tenacity pays off. The machine is complete. Swade's difference engine, closely built to Babbage's specifications, weighs 5 tons and measures 7 feet high and 11 feet in length.
And it is something to behold.
Doran sets the machine to its first problem and then turns the crank and watches it come to life. The gear wheels rotate, adding sets of numbers. More gears rotate and more numbers are added. Then, just as Babbage had predicted, the machine prints out the correct answer.
Against all odds, this nearly 200-year-old computer design worked like a charm.
Doran Swade's dedication proves once and for all that Charles Babbage was a man ahead of his time.
Had Babbage built this engine, it would have been the first computer, and it would have forever transformed the technological world as we know it.
Charles Babbage earns a new place in history as the grandfather of the computer. And today, these mathematical tables, much like those that frustrated Babbage enough to design his calculating machine, are on display at the Computer History Museum in Silicon Valley. They serve as a reminder of a forward-thinking man whose ideas finally added up.